A while ago, I was rewatching some videos from a channel I really like, History by May. If you've seen her videos, you probably know the style. She takes a painting and starts pointing out all these tiny details you would normally miss. A small object in the background, and suddenly the painting feels like it's telling a hidden story. While I was going through her channel again, I noticed something I hadn't paid attention to before. May actually sells a guide called How to Read a Painting Guide. It's a PDF, about 40 pages, and it costs $19. So I thought, okay, if this guide teaches how May analyzes paintings in her videos, that could be interesting. So I bought it. And after reading the whole thing, I have a few thoughts. If you're not familiar with History by May, her videos are mostly about art and history, but not in the typical lecture style. Instead, she focuses on symbols and hidden meanings in paintings. Many of the artworks she talks about come from the Pre-Raphaelite movement. Artists like John Everett Millais, Dante Gabriel Rossetti, and William Holman Hunt. Their paintings are very detailed, and those details often have symbolic meaning. They could represent emotions or hint at a story. And once someone explains those details, the painting suddenly becomes much more interesting. That's basically the appeal of May's videos. So naturally, I was curious what her guide would be like. The guide is sold on Gumroad. It's not a full course. There are no videos or lectures, just a PDF that explains how to approach a painting and how to look for meaning inside it. So the real question is, what exactly does the guide teach? One of the main ideas in the guide is that paintings often use symbols. For example, flowers. In many older paintings, flowers weren't just decoration. They often had specific meanings. A famous example is Ophelia. If you look closely, the flowers around Ophelia all have symbolic meanings. And once you know that, the painting tells a deeper story. Another big idea is historical context. Paintings are influenced by the time they were made, religion, social rules, literature. All of these can affect what a painting is trying to say. For example, the awakening conscience looks simple at first, but many objects in the room relate to Victorian ideas about morality and redemption. The guide also talks about composition, where the artist places things in the painting, where the light comes from, where the viewer's attention goes. In The Lady of Shalott, the composition leads your eye toward the boat moving into darkness, which matches the tragic story behind the scene. There are definitely things I liked about the guide. First, it's very easy to read. If you're new to art history, it gives you a simple way to start looking at paintings. Second, it organizes ideas clearly. Basically, if you look for symbols, learn the context, or study the composition, that's actually a helpful framework. But while reading it, I also noticed something. A lot of the ideas in the guide feel very similar to what May already explains in her videos, which isn't necessarily a problem, but it does make the guide feel more like a summary of her approach rather than something completely new. Another thing is that the guide is fairly short, just about 44 pages, so most topics are explained at a pretty basic level. So if someone expects a deep academic breakdown of art history, this probably isn't that. So the final question is this guide worth it? I think it depends on what you want. If you're a fan of May's videos and you want a simple guide that organizes her ideas, then it's probably worth checking out. But if you're looking for something very detailed or advanced, you might find it a bit basic. Personally, I don't regret buying it, but I also think the real strength of May's content is still in her videos, because watching someone explain a painting step by step is something that works really well with me on YouTube.